we wanted to talk to you guys about our concept behind these. So Sean came to me with the idea, hey, 4th of July is right around the corner. I want some Weasley fireworks. And I was like, that'd be cool if that really existed. Where do you get Weasley fireworks? He said, I'm gonna make my own. So we went shopping for some fireworks and found some cool ones that he wanted to transport into the Weasley world, right? What kind of shapes do we want? What kind of fireworks do we want? That kind of thing. So that was kind of like process number 1. And then once we picked out what we had, then we came up with names. And so whenever we were looking at like what we wanted to name them, that was a fun little brainstorming session.
That was so awesome. That seriously was. I mean, we literally sat down for, probably an hour or more.
Yeah.
And just sat there and went through all the different shapes and like what it could be called. Like, we were talking about this one. It first started off being a sorting hat, and then we're like something to do with witch's hat, that kind of thing. And then it evolved into Fiend Fire, I think was another one that we came up with. And then we finally ended up with Phoenix
Fire Fountain.
Phoenix Fire Fountain. All the names. I'm just so excited how
I know,
all the
I'm
names
really
came
proud
out.
about them. I will say, whenever we were trying to think of the names for them, one thing that was important to us was looking at what meant something to the Weasleys. And so a lot of the Weasley products, if you think about them in the book and in the movies, a lot of them start with the same letters, right?
Yep.
So not all of them, but there's the Decoy Detonators, DD. There's the Eavesdropping Ears, right?
Are they called eavesdropping ears?
I thought they were called extendable ears.
Extendable ears.
Yeah, extendable ears. That's EE. And so a lot of their stuff had, double letters. And so we wanted to try to stick with that theme with as many as we could. But of course they have like the nose biting teacup. That one isn't, the same letters. So that's kind of where we came up with the inspo for the ankle biting snappers, was kind of like the nose biting teacup. But we wanted to make it original. We wanted to make it our own.
Yeah. We wanted the design even to kind of be our own.
Yeah.
I mean, I wanted to push the design towards like how the Weasleys do their packaging and
we
stuff like that.
repurposed the W, we repurposed the twins, but for the most part, it's Sean's design. It's, we wanted to stick with their same kind of color scheme, but play off of, all the Weasley products are super fun. They're super whimsical. They're super like just bright, colorful, crazy, just super unique, like a joke shop would be. And so, we had a lot of fun. Like Sean said, naming the products. Do you kind of want to talk about
let's talk about the individual ones.
So this one is our Tricky Truancy Trunk. That is a mouthful. And this was a really fun one to name because we wanted to play off of the Weasley's Skivving Snack Boxes. And we were like, what does skiving mean? Does anybody know what skiving means? Like, because we had to Google it. Like, are we done? Are we done?
And it surprised me.
It really did surprise me too. So skiving is actually a British word, and it's equivalent to skipping school or work, right? Yep. Plain hooky. So we are in the US, so our version is called plain hooky. So we were like, do we call it a hooky box? That sounds right. That sounds so wrong. So we tried to play off of that, and we tried to come up with other words that went along with hooky. And it just didn't sound right.
No.
So Sean came up with a great idea to use truancy, because truancy is another word for plain hooky. So Tricky Truancy Trunk, I thought that was so creative. He has like the little belts like it's on a trunk, or like the little straps, right? And then you can see like where it would open. So super excited.
Yeah.
I really like that one. And I love all the colors. Just, you got the orange and the purples and the greens, and it feels like the Skivving Snack Box, but our own version.
I think this is the only one that I kind of pulled their original design from, but then I kind of tweaked it a little bit. There is a box that they have that is the purple and orange, and it has the green W. And then I love that box so much, so I wanted something incorporated, to have that incorporated into it. And I thought, okay, let me try to throw some other stuff in here to make it look like my own. So that's why I added the belt and then the line across the middle to kind of make it look like it opens right there and stuff. I'm excited to have this, but now I'm so nervous to blow it up. I don't want to blow it up now.
What if it doesn't blow up?
It should blow up.
Okay.
So with this one in the video, you'll see that I actually cut the top off of it, and then I used some, what is that called? Wrapping paper?
Tissue paper.
Tissue paper. I used some tissue paper, something that whenever we do light it off, that it's able to get through the top of it pretty easily. So.
What if it just bursts into flames?
Oh my gosh. This is the Trick Wands. These are actually 20-inch sparklers. I thought that was kind of cool because it kind of feels like a wand already. You're always waving it around.
Well, like as a kid, that's what I always pretended my sparklers were.
Yeah.
Did you guys, like, I always was like, this is my wand, I'm gonna spell my name and spell it in cursive and then spell it sparkly and like, no? Was that just a girl thing? Did you not spell your name with sparklers?
I mostly try to light stuff with it. Like grass on fire and stuff.
Yeah, you're literally Fred and George, and I'm literally Hermione. Like, let me practice my school words with my little wand.
Oh my gosh. But I'm pretty happy with this design. I kind of made the twins logo wrap around on the back side of it, and then I try to put a wand up there with kind of like a lit sparkler. I thought that was kind of a cool idea. But
this is what I want to talk about next. So our ankle biting snappers. I love this one. Like, I think packaging wise, this may be one of my favorites just because each one is, you know, a different color. And so even though it all coordinates, it's all fun and funky and something that you would totally see in Fred and George's joke shop, right? Like, it's just so bright, it's so vibrant, it's so like sneaky, like, are they gonna bite your ankles? Are they not? You know?
I mean, did you not throw these at people's ankles?
No, Sean, I did not.
That's kind of like how this, like, the name originated. I just thought as a kid, like, you know, you'd always throw it at people's feet or something like that. No? You never threw snappers at people's feet?
No, I didn't, because that would be dangerous. We are polar opposites here. I will say, let me know in the comments if you think this logo looks like anything to you, because we had a discussion about this one and he said it was fine. I thought it looked a little close to something else. So if you see it, let me know. I mean, I want to know. I didn't say what I thought it was.
You have a horrible mind.
You designed it.
Anyways, another thing with this one, these are called snappers. I actually used their original logo and just reincorporated the ankle biting in there. So I thought that their logo kind of already looked like something that was Weasley-ish, and that's kind of why I picked these up off the shelf. I was like, I've got to make something out of these. I like the logo. I like how they're all different colors, like you said. It's a Weasley product. It's going to happen.
So these were called snappers
These were called snappers.
Okay, because normally they're called poppets.
Oh, yeah, they are normally called poppets. So I wonder if this is like an off-brand or something.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so I just redid their logo a little bit, added a foot in there or ankle in there with a snapper biting the ankle. Carly, it's a snapper biting the ankle.
For us.
Umbridge Undertakers.
I was really excited about this name.
Yeah, so this name, man, I think this one was a pretty quick one for us to come up with, wasn't it?
Well, first we were gonna call it Umbridge Chasers, but then so that was kind of part of our design process and naming process. We started just saying things that we wanted to incorporate in the fireworks, things that meant something to the Weasleys or to Harry Potter, things like that. And obviously in the movies, they chase off Umbridge with the fireworks, right? And so I knew I wanted to include that with something big that went up into the sky, just like in the movie. So we were gonna call them Umbridge Chasers, and then once we kind of changed gears and realized we wanted to name a lot of them with those double letters like we talked about, I think you came up with Undertakers, right?
I can't remember.
I don't know. We did a lot of Googling, a lot of the sourcing.
Yeah, the sourcing.
The sourcing.
So yeah, we were basically, as we were coming up with the first letter, we would look up other U words and just search that. And then sometimes we couldn't find the word, but it kind of got that, you know, us churning on other things, other words.
It was a fun brainstorming sesh.
But the main reason why I really wanted to pick this box is because the little window. I thought it was so cool. I was like, man, I can incorporate a design on the outside of it, but then I can also incorporate a design on that inner tube.
I know. I didn't realize you were doing that until I saw you wrap it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a very visual person, so sometimes he can explain something and it does not click with me until I see it.
Yeah.
He also wanted to incorporate Umbridge her silhouette. So that one was a hard one to do. We were like, do we do like a floral box? Do we add a cat? Do we add a teacup?
Yeah.
But we just wanted to kind of make like a little subtle taste of Umbridge, right? So I love that one. And it's purple, which I think she would approve, even though she's a pink girl.
Yeah. It's got a little bit of pink in there. She's kind of, she's pink.
Yeah. Our spectacular shriekers. I was super excited about this one. This was one that I think I named. Because with Saturn missiles, I'm like, what do they do? So that was another thing in kind of coming up with like our names and design and things like that, is how can we play off of the fireworks themselves? And so if you've ever lit Saturn missiles, they're not my favorite. They're his favorite, one of his favorites, but they're loud, right?
Yeah.
Like, I like the pretty fountains, not the loud ones. But so I thought, okay, what do they do? We tried to call them sirens. We tried to call them...
Man, there's a ton of stuff.
Yeah, we had a lot of different names, but then we said, okay, they shriek. And so we played off of spectacular shriekers. And so whenever he went to design this, it kept looking almost like a fountain and like rockets coming out of a fountain. I was like, no, it's got to be like a person like yelling, the Weasleys always, their designs are just so crazy out there, know, and so it looks like the guy is yelling the name, Spectacular Shriekers, and it kind of looks like, fireworks coming out, which I just thought was so fun and so unique.
And that's one thing I really do like, is sometimes whenever I'm trying to come up with a design, and especially trying to come up with like all this, it can kind of be overwhelming a little bit. I kind of hit a point where I'm just like,
you hit a wall.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing, what I'm wanting to come up with. And Carly's really good about kind of, hey, let's make it simple. Sometimes you don't have to do anything any crazy design. And
well, I mean, I think that's why we're a good team, because like I can come up with, like, I have a lot of creative ideas, but I cannot execute them where he can. So I can be like, hey, why don't we do this? Try and see what this looks like, and then he can just take my idea and run with it and execute it. So
yeah. Did you poke a hole in that?
In my tissue paper? No, I did not.
I'm pretty sure I see a hole now. Another thing was, this was like a last minute idea. All of a sudden I thought, man, some of these fireworks have plastic wrapping around them. So I was like, I need to figure out some way to put plastic wrapping around them to make them look like they're right off the shelf.
Yes.
So then I started thinking about what are they called? They're like the baskets that you like.
They're shrink wrap.
You can take a hairdryer, or you can take a heat gun if you have a heat gun. I use a heat gun on mine. Of course, that's a little scary with fireworks.
I did not even think about that, Sean. What if that went off
in the house?
Don't
try this at home.
That was not smart, Sean. Oh, please.
Anyways,
I'm glad you're telling me this now.
But you got to think that they have to use some kind of heat to put it on originally. So obviously the fuses can't light, just straight off of heat. They've got to have some kind of flame to them. Anyways, don't try it at home. So I'm super excited with how that came out. I'm glad I used the shrink wrap on it. I think it looks perfect. This one, I kind of wanted to simplify the design. I didn't want it to be too crazy, too much going on. So I just did the twins logo, and then also used the W for the twins. But for the main wrap that went around it, of course, these are called the Squelching Squib Chasers. I had to use Filch. So I found a silhouette of Filch on the internet, pulled it in, kind of used it as a shadow a little bit for the background, and I feel like that was perfect for this one. And the name of this one, I love the name on this one. This one is absolutely amazing.
Is that your favorite name?
I think this one has to be my favorite name.
And of course, these are Roman candles.
These are Roman candles. Oh my gosh. So, this drives my OCD crazy. I come to find out that these tubes are not all the same size. So, whenever I wrapped them, like, one's like a ½ inch longer than all the rest of them. And of course, I don't want to cut it off because I'm not sure.
It's a firework.
Yeah. Just ignore that the purple is a ½ inch longer than all the rest of them. It's fine. It's not fine.
It's not fine.
It's driving me crazy.
What in the heck? So this one is our Phoenix Fire Fountain. And like Sean said, we kind of went back and forth on the name on this one because we wanted to do something about a sorting hat, but it's like, how do we play off of that? You know what I mean? And then, you know, we didn't want to wrap it like brown, so is it going to look weird being like orange or red, you know, or matching the Weasley colors? So then we were like, okay, let's do like a witch's hat, or like, you know, of course, in Harry Potter, like their Hogwarts uniforms, like they have like hoods that come up. And so we thought we could do something with that, but then again, we couldn't come up with anything. So what was the name we had before? Fiend?
It was Fiend Fire Fountain originally.
Fiend Fire Fountain.
Yeah.
But then as he went to design it, it was like, what do we put on there? You know?
Yeah, I was trying to think of some kind of like flaming snake or something like that. And
he said, what if we do Phoenix Fire Fountain? And that just felt right. Like, this is the colors of like a phoenix, right? Like the beautiful orange and yellow, and we didn't add any red because we wanted to keep it more kind of Weasley, and we had some red in some of our other designs. So I think this one turned out really cool. I love all the font, and just you can see the phoenix on there, which is really pretty, and hopefully this one is just beautiful. Fire Fountain.
I did not do a reprint of this one. I feel like of all the shapes, this is a Weasley shape. And
now you're kicking yourself. I told Sean, even if it gets a little charred around the edges, like that'll just add to its whimsy, in my opinion.
It's whimsy.
You know what I mean? Like the twins set it off, right? And it's going to be on our shelf. So we may be saving this one.
Yep. Muggle Mayhem.
What is that one?
I think it's just a stick of dynamite.
Our neighbors are going to hate it. So that's just going to be like a loud boom.
I don't know. I don't know if it like busts apart and goes. I should have read.
I don't think I agreed with this one.
It just looked like something Weasley to me. It looked like, you know, I felt I was feeling it. No? No. Pretty simple design. I wanted something to do with Mayhem, and then I think Muggle kind of came in there afterwards. It was kind of a second thought, so we were trying
to do like mischief managed, but that's obviously been done, so that kind of like led to like Mayhem, and then like Muggle Mayhem, because it's going to cause some mayhem for our Muggle neighbors. And last but not least, we have our defense decoys. So again, with this one, we kind of wanted to play on, these are smoke bombs, and so we wanted to play on the decoy detonators that are in the movie and in the books. I think those are so cute. I really want one. But they create a diversion, right? And so whenever we were thinking about names for the smoke bombs, we were like, what could they potentially do in the magic world or Muggle world? They could create a diversion because there's a lot of smoke bellowing, you know, things like that. And so we just kind of played off the name of, you know, we use the decoy because it's a decoy, but it's a defense decoy, so they can use it to defend themselves, right? And then Sean added some purple bellowing smoke, and then of course you can see the little smoke bomb there, and then the twins, of course, that have their little stamp of approval on it. So super fun. I love the like green spiral on there. Like it's kind of like you're in a trance looking at it. Like I just think super cool. I love all the fun colors.
And there were so many of these that I actually designed, and then once I got further into like coming up with other ideas for some of the other ones, I kind of realized that, you know, this was one of them that the design really didn't match the rest of them. It was kind of like
you wanted like a cohesive
look.
Yeah.
And once I got like the thought process flowing and everything like that, I actually came back to several of these and redesigned them. It wasn't a huge redesign, but it was just, I wanted to change some stuff on it to make it really feel like it was a part of the rest of them, because I felt like it just stuck
I think
out.
This was the very first one that you designed. And whenever he first started designing it, he was like going with real muted colors. And I was like, no, we can't do muted. Like the Weasleys, like all of their products are like crazy bold. Like they have their love potion and their bright orange and their purples, and like look at their building. Like it's just super fun and vibrant. And so I was like, we have to do like bright, bold colors, you know? So fun fact, Sean is a little bit colorblind, so.
I think that's pink, right? Is that pink? Let us know what your favorite name of these are.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. What's your favorite firework and what's your favorite name?
Yeah, what's your favorite firework? What's your favorite name?
What's your favorite?
I'm gonna say the Squelching Squib Chasers. What's your favorite firework?
Like to light, or like what's my favorite
light.
thing that you designed? Oh, to light, for sure, the fountain. For sure. The Phoenix Fire Fountain will probably be my favorite out of all of these. But design-wise, the ankle biting snappers are my favorite.
Ankle biting snappers, that was such a fun design to do.
Like, they're gonna look so cute on her shelf.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I'm excited too.
So what's your favorite design?
Yeah, I'd have to go with this. I think this is probably my favorite design. So I absolutely love these.
So cute.
All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
And we have a super exciting another Weasley video coming in the next 2 weeks. So stay tuned.
See ya.
Bye.